Yo, welcome back to Module 2. So before we get to me actually installing the 6 causes of success in that beautiful subconscious and soon to be extremely successful subconscious of yours, I think I said subconscious twice there. Anyways, before we get to those, I want to start to develop what kind of success it is that you want to achieve and experience, because what you want for yourself, only you can truly know. What I want for myself, only I can truly know. And a huge cause of pain for people is that they end up spending their whole lives chasing other forms of success that they don't really want, but that other people wanted for them. So fuck that. It's not how Team Capital rolls. We go after what it is that we want. So we're going to get very clear on what it is that we ourselves want, what vision, what direction, what purpose we want to drive us forward, where it is that we want to go. Once we have this will dictate everything else that you do for the rest of your life. Once you get really clear, as you'll see in a second, I'll kind of share some personal shit with you, everything else falls into place, but everything else you do becomes centered around this vision. So, understand before we do this, your vision will change over time. It should, as your standards grow, as you evolve, as you rise, your vision will actually grow bigger. So right now, if I take a guy who's only making 15 grand a month and we set a vision for him to double his income per month, go to 30 grand a month, it's a huge fucking deal to him. That's a huge jump, right? But once he's making 25, once we're getting really close, do you think he's really going to be satisfied with 30 grand a month, or he's going to be thinking 50 or 60 or 100? Okay? As you start to knock over the first couple dominoes, this is something really cool about dominoes actually. If you set up dominoes and you actually have a really small one at the start and you just make them incrementally bigger as you go forward, you'll notice you just push the first one over, it knocks the second one over, and even though the third one's bigger than the second, it still knocks over, it knocks over, it knocks over, it keeps going. Okay, so you wouldn't have been able to go from here to the biggest domino from the start, but as you start to knock them down and you start to get momentum, you go like this. So understand your vision is going to change. It's going to get bigger as we keep fucking succeeding here, but it's time to start now. So get your pen and your paper ready. Before we do this, before we ever do any really big exercises, it is paramount that you put yourself in a fantastic emotional state. Someone who writes down their goals when they feel kind of tired, they're like, they're going to write shitty fucking goals because they're in a shitty fucking state when they did it. However, if you're in a great fucking state, if you feel fucking amazing, if you are excited about life right now, when you write these goals, they will reflect it. Okay, when you answer these questions, they're not really goals, but they will reflect the state that you're in. And when you're in a great state and you write it down, it actually goes deeper into your subconscious. So, before we get to the first thing, I just want you to pause me right now, pause the video, and do something to put yourself in a great state. I don't care if you got to go like that, you throw your hands up, you start clapping, you start dancing, whatever it is that you got to do for 10, 15, 20 seconds to put yourself into a great state. Pause the video, do that now, and then come back in a second. Okay, welcome back. By the way, you look like you're in a fantastic state. Good job. So, pen and paper in front of you. First exercise that we are going to do right now. Imagine that a genie has appeared in front of you. A fucking genie who can grant you any fucking wish if you follow what he says. And here's what he says. He says, this is one of those times in your life where you can have whatever the fuck it is you want, but you have to tell me right now. Okay, you got to tell the genie right now. What is it that you want, okay? So, he's also a really cool genie. He says, anything goes. You can have whatever the fuck you want. There are zero limitations here. There's only possibilities, like anything at all. And I'm a special kind of genie that hates limitations, but I love dreamers. So yeah, think big here, all right? And he also likes to naturally quote the management legend Peter Drucker, and he says, he also reminds you that, we greatly overestimate what we can accomplish in 1 year, but we greatly underestimate what we can accomplish in 5 years. So he tells you all this, you hear it, it clicks, and he says, right now, name the first 10 to 20 things that come to your mind that you want to have, create, achieve, give, or do in the next 5 years. So on your pen and paper, write out 10 or 20 things that you want to have, create, give, achieve, or do in the next 5 years. So talk to the genie on that paper, write them all down, and when you're ready, come back to the video. Okay, good job. So you got the whole list there. Now the next thing we're going to do, a little unexpected, is I want you to just circle the top 5 from that list. So pause the video again and just go through it. What are your top 5? It's going to be tough. I know. You're going to want it all. Don't worry about it. You're going to get it all. But I want you to get clear right now. What are your top 5? So pause the video, circle those. See you in a second. All right, so not only is this a genie who fucking hates limitations, but he also loves dreamers and he has tons of energy. he wants to keep going. So he says, well, Jason Capital told me that there are these three major categories, that if someone's leaning into their edges and succeeding in all of them on an ongoing basis, they're going to feel incredibly happy, satisfied, excited about their lives and the direction they're going. And those three categories, as he talks about in Make Women Want You, are health, wealth, and relationships. Those three key core areas of life. So he says, tell me the three best things that you want in each of the three major categories exactly 1 year from now. And he says, because we just started, I can bring you huge things in the future, but just for now, let's just make sure that these are somewhat realistic. So whatever they are. So maybe on your piece of paper, write health, write wealth, write relationships, and then write out the three best things that you want to achieve in exactly 1 year from now. 1 year from now, three best things in health. 1 year from now, three best things in wealth. 1 year from now, three best things in relationships. So write those down right now. Pause the video, and then come back. Okay, welcome back. You got the list. Now, before we move forward to question number 3, I just want you to go through those three categories you just made, and I want you to circle the most important one to you in each category. Again, remember, 99% of people spend their whole fucking lives going after things that other people want for them, and they feel conflicted, they feel unhappy, they feel annoyed, they're not loving their lives, okay? So when you circle these, make sure these are what you and you alone want, not what your parents want, not what a girlfriend wants, not what your friends want, not what some kid in 6th grade told you should want. These are the things that you want for yourself. So circle those now. See you in a second. All right, welcome back. So, almost there. Now this dude has crazy fucking energy. This genie is the genie of all genies, and he's willing to give you more. And he says this. He says, if you were to make those exact three things that you just circled, so the one thing you circled in health, the one thing you circled in wealth, and the one thing that you circled in relationship, if you were to have all three of those things come true exactly 1 year from today, so literally 1 year from today, all those things are real for you, what three major things, maybe one for each category, this is kind of up to you of course, but what three major things would you require to have already done or seriously in motion exactly 90 days from now, give or take? Okay, what three major things would you require to have already done or seriously in motion exactly 90 days from now, give or take? So write those things down and ensure again that they're realistic. So maybe one of your big health goals was you wanted a certain amount of muscle and a certain amount of body fat or something like that 1 year from today. So about 90 days from now, what would where would you need to be at? What checkpoint would you need to hit in order to know that you're going towards that huge 1 year goal? Okay, if it's business, what business thing do you need to hit 90 days from now? Maybe it's income related, right? Or maybe the relationships with girls. How many girls would you need to be in constant communication with 90 days from now? Is it I need 10 girls on my phone that I talk to a lot and a couple that I'm sleeping with? Maybe you want one major girlfriend. You know that to get the hottest fucking girls, the most successful, the coolest, the hottest girls, we have the combination of all of it. You know that to meet them, it's really important that you really build up an amazing social life. You become a social god, and that's going to be key to you meeting all these amazing girls, not just 6s and 7s, 9s and 10s. So you go, well, maybe I need a social circle of 5 amazing girls 90 days from now, because I know once I have that, that's going to be a huge checkpoint on the way to my huge 1 year goal of having this amazing girlfriend who's just a 10, in everything. So write them down. And again, please make sure that these 90-day things are in the can-do category. If the 1 year ones are a little more ambitious, that's fine. We want to make sure these 90-day ones are definitely doable. So write those down now. See you in a second. All right, welcome back. So got all that shit down. Let's continue. So I want you to just take a moment. I'll put the pen and the paper down. Just relax for a second. And I want you to take a moment to just imagine yourself doing and having all of those things you wrote down. Those 3 things 90 days from now that you're going to have. I want you to just imagine yourself actually having them, achieving them, using them, enjoying them, experiencing them. Really take a good look at yourself. Okay? Really take a good look at yourself as you have those things, as you're achieving them, how you feel, how you're looking, how you're moving. You look fucking good, right? You got this shit, okay? Now, I want you to you have those things, right? So you have the health, you have the money coming in, or maybe you have the girls in your life, you have the friends, you have it. See yourself experiencing all that shit. And then I want you to just sort of backtrack and imagine all of the processes that you took to get there over those 90 days. The daily rigors that you fucking knocked out like a fucking champion. I want you to see yourself going through those things. Not all of them every step of the way, but just in general. I know I was writing every day, I was making these calls, I was generating these leads, whatever it is. that you're doing. Just really start to see yourself and see yourself enjoying the process. See yourself enjoying the challenge. See yourself enjoying the effort. Because it's that effort that's going to fucking make you a fucking stud. Right? That's how you become an amazing person. And get to know that guy that you're seeing right now in your head. Because that's actually, we'll talk about this in a second, but that's going to be your new self-image. And it will continue to ingrain itself even deeper into your subconscious over the next few months, and definitely over the next few years, especially as we move forward right now. So, good. Now you know what 3 major badass things you're going to be doing 90 days from now, what you're going to be having. You know them. You see them. You've already seen yourself experience them. You've already seen yourself doing the things it's going to take to achieve those things. You're cool with them. They look good. It looks fun. The work doesn't look boring. It looks fun. It looks like you're working fun. And you know who you're going to be as you do it. You know who you're going to be becoming, okay? So now I want you to imagine that for whatever reason, okay, you just are that kind of guy who's actually already achieved those 3 things. Imagine that we've already been there. You've already achieved those 3 things. And now you're achieving them. You're experiencing all of them. You're fucking awesome. Someone hands you a journal and a pen. I want you to just write down the 3 amazing things that you've already done. So those 3 things you said that you're going to do 90. Imagine you're already there. You're already doing them. You're in the, like, you're there. You fucking have it. Someone hands you a journal and a pen, and you start writing down. And I want you to write down that you have already achieved these things. And here's how I want you to do it, okay? For example, if my relationship goal 90 days from now was to have 2 amazing girlfriends who both loved me and they loved each other and they loved to travel with me everywhere, because, again, I'm imagining that version of me has already achieved this relationship goal, I would write it down as just like this. This is how I want you to write yours down too. So, for whatever reason, I'm just the kind of guy who just now, for whatever reason, I just have 2 awesome, hot, cool girlfriends who love me, they love my mission, they love each other, they love getting fucked, they love giving blowjobs, they love yoga, and they love living healthily and eating green juice and things like that. You don't eat green juice, you drink it. But they love all that, and then, put the date. So if today was April 18th, then the date, May, June, July 18th-ish, right? So I would say, for whatever reason, I'm just the kind of guy who has this, this, and this, and I achieved it, and it's July 18th, 2014, whatever, 2015, all right? So if yours, for instance, was to have 3 awesome, cool girls who are like really good friends of yours, that's maybe your relationship goal. So you could say, for whatever reason, I'm just the kind of guy who now has these 3 amazingly cool girls in my life who just introduce them to their friends all the time, and we're always doing cool shit, and life is fucking amazing with them. They're just such cool people. And today, on the day, right? So just do that for the 3 of them, for the health thing, the wealth thing, and the relationship thing. So for instance, if you've seen The Capital Secret, then you already know this. But your relationship thing, it could even be not with the world. It could be your relationship with yourself. Like for a long time, my main relationship was with myself and my self-love. I was really just fucking in love with myself first. And I built that. I made that happen for me. And it's obviously something I cultivate deeper and deeper. But even when I necessarily didn't feel it, I would write down. For whatever reason, I'm just the kind of guy who's just like loves myself. I'll just write that down. Okay, we're going to talk about how and when to do that. But I want you to do that for all 3 right now to kind of give a bit of a forecast of what's coming. All right? So good. You have that. Okay, now we have our 3 big 90-day targets that we are going to hit from now. And we kind of have our 1-year aims. Again, those are probably going to change as we become more successful. But we have those 90-day targets, right? We have them already. We know. We just did the whole exercise. And now together, those 3 things that we just did, they make up your big, huge, throbbing vision for yourself. Just 90 days from now. Okay, they make up the big fucking vision that you're going. Those 3 things, that's where you are going. For whatever fucking reason, you're just the kind of guy who's going to have those 3 things in his life 90 days from now. Deal with it, all right? So once you've achieved all 3 of these things, later on, you are probably going to look at these 90 days coming up, starting right now to the next 90 days. You are going to look at these days as some of the best of your life, not only because you were succeeding at a rate you never did before, but because these are the days where the 6 causes of success inside the success installation system were completely, truly, and permanently installed into your subconscious. It's beautiful. All right, so let's talk about how we are actually going to achieve all of those things, those 3 major things we just talked about using the success installation system, while simultaneously, this is where it gets super sneaky and cool, we're going to talk about how we're going to achieve those things with the SIS, but we're also going to simultaneously ingrain the success installation system into that beautiful, powerful, more powerful than you even know, subconscious of yours. So we're going to do that in module 3. Thank you for being good looking and awesome. I'll see you there. Peace, man.